Welcome to the Female Stoic podcast. My name is Stephanie Poppins, and I am an advocate for literary empowerment. That means I believe the examples set by the literary masters can broaden our life perspective, create increased self-awareness, and empower us to overcome the obstacles we encounter here in the 21st century. By listening and referring what we hear to Stoic philosophy, we can foster a strong sense of self and navigate the world more effectively. This podcast takes the form of both discussions and meditations. And if you like what you hear, you might consider looking me up on my socials, where I post empowering videos every day. Or you may like my classic audiobooks and original stories available on my website, neworldbooks.uk. Happy listening. Hello, and welcome to today's episode of the Female Stoic podcast. This is a bonus episode in which I'm featuring my son Rudolf. And we are talking about reality television. Despite a recent 30% drop in annual new unscripted series since 2022, mega hits like Survivor and Love Island consistently command massive viewing figures and drive social media discourse. Research suggests that upwards of 76% of Gen Z and 68% of millennials consume reality TV as a primary source of entertainment. This is the famous for being famous era, where individuals achieve celebrity status merely for their media visibility and public attention, rather than traditional achievements such as athletic, musical, or acting prowess. Daniel J. Boorstin, in his 1961 book, The Image, A Guide to Pseudo-Events in America, suggested a celebrity is a person who is well known just for well-knownness. So why do the public love reality television so much? And what is it about reality TV that drives us to watch it and be consumed by the lives of other people, avoiding perhaps our lives ourselves and what's going on in them?
Well, why do people watch reality TV? Well, why do we watch reality TV? Why do you watch reality TV, for example? We watch it sometimes.
I suggest it's a way to detach from our own experience and just somehow lighten the mood. But what I'm concerned about is actually there's a hidden agenda there, and we are being naive in thinking that immersing ourselves in this kind of lower vibration, if you like, this lower level of existence is somehow freeing us from the bigger questions. Not to say we should always be asking the bigger questions, but are we really doing ourselves a disservice by watching it?
Are you saying it diverts us away from asking these bigger questions?
I'm saying that it is essentially, just a smokescreen. It's avoidance.
You just kind of said two things there. You said it's...
I'm saying that
it gives us an excuse not to.
And I'm saying it's avoidance. And essentially, the question is avoidance a bad thing? You know, what is there something missing from our lives that we have to avoid that, and so therefore seek to immerse ourselves in the lives of other people?
It becomes a question of the content, I suppose. And you make a good point about a hidden agenda, or when it comes to popular culture, the collective consciousness is always steered in a certain direction by the zeitgeist, those who have control over the zeitgeist, the biggest influence over our collective consciousness.
Right.
Those are the people that steer the direction of the culture.
Yeah.
So when we look to things like Love Island, Naked Attraction, you name it.
Yeah.
There's a very clear pattern, and that pattern is they all seem to appeal to our lower animal nature.
Instincts, yeah.
Anything like that. It's all attempting to amplify these kind of.
Well,
it's an appeal to our lower nature.
Yeah, right. And the idea behind Stoicism is we are aiming to honour our higher self. So my argument here today is, in order to honour our higher self, not to reject this sort of surge towards watching this material, but to understand it and see it for what it actually is, and be aware of what we are exposing ourselves to. It's up to us to determine who we are. Are we seeking a greater connection with ourselves and our story, or are we seeking to avoid that? Are we seeking to understand more about ourselves and our place in the grand scheme of things, or are we just worshipping false idols? And that's what I'm talking about, really, this idea
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's all distraction. If we are consumed with other people's stories, their success and what they're doing, then we are avoiding thinking about what we're achieving ourselves, or what we have yet to achieve, or our journey of on the path to enlightenment. So the question now is there a hierarchical structure of these shows? Are some shows better than others? And if so, why and how? Because if we understand this hierarchical structure, perhaps we can make more informed choices. As we know as Stoics, one of the tenets of Stoicism is knowledge and understanding how the world works and what exactly is happening and what agendas are, hidden agendas are at play that are secretly guiding us towards this decision making. Have you become aware in your generation, do you think, is your generation aware of any hidden agendas? It seems to me there's more of a move towards understanding such online at the moment.
Are you alluding to conspiratorial thinking?
In a way, yeah.
Well, I think my generation perhaps do have, I suppose you could say that our generation is more conspiratorial, I suppose, due to perhaps natal characteristics, more rebellious. Yeah. But I mean, every generation would like to proclaim themselves rebels.
Yeah.
Everyone always does, so.
Yeah.
Perhaps it may affect some more negatively than others.
Yeah. I mean, we've got this, this drive towards baiting people into following these false idols, this drive towards capturing young minds, and this manipulation to fulfill personal agendas by these false idols. And that's dangerous. And that does seem to coincide with this established reality TV genre.
Well, let's look at some examples, Right, so let's look at some prominent figures in the public image at the moment. Who is the zeitgeist's front runner, or?
Okay. So if we were to consider, for example, the women that are at the forefront of popular culture today, we might talk about the Nicki Minaj's, the J-Lo's, the Kim Kardashians, for example. These women are reflections of this reality TV genre, and in fact they have made their mark through that, and this genre has boosted up their discoverability, if you like, because they represent that, they embody that, and that worries me because I don't feel we have anything to counteract that is accessible to mainstream society.
Well, it's not just that. It's you and I may ostensibly proclaim ourselves immune to the kind of mind control that goes on through reality TV and the constant propagation of certain attributes or images that the controllers would like us to embody. However, you've got to think, young minds are especially vulnerable, and they draw a lot upon the zeitgeist and the popular culture when they're creating a sense of identity for themselves. In the formative years, you get you're experimentative, aren't you? You're trying to create a persona for yourself, and you draw upon what's popular.
And the
There's
most
the reinforcement of
the most accessible,
this is
acceptable, this is desirable, this is popular, this is what is going to make you
fit in,
be, well, as we know, the most popular currency is attention. So this is going to give you the most attention. This is going to reward you the most. You are going to glean the most from being like this, which is worrying, isn't it? I wanted to talk a bit about going back to the hierarchical structure of these shows. We are talking at the moment about an extreme. So it seems to be polarized. You seem to have either this agenda that is set to be one way or another agenda that is set to be completely the other. And what I'm seeking to do is make us aware of both in order that we can somehow find a middle ground. Because, of course, we're not seeking to reject anything out of hand. We are just seeking to acknowledge what's going on, understand what's going on, and make informed decisions from there on in. So my next point is really the difference between high art and low art. As intelligent human beings, it's our responsibility to understand the difference between such. So what I'm arguing here is reality TV is low art, in so much as it's not really celebrating any endeavour as such, other than the endeavour to exist, the endeavour to be, the endeavour to
fornicate,
the endeavour to almost celebrate the uncelebratable, which is the average. And in many cases, the lowest common denominator, something that anybody can achieve very easily without very much effort, but seek to gain the most reward from. And what my point of today's podcast is for us to acknowledge when we expose ourselves to these media influences, which level the show we are choosing to watch is vibrating at. Will we ultimately sacrifice something if we choose to watch that program?
This is why it matters so much what you consume.
Yeah.
Not just physically in
Mm.
terms of food, water,
Mm.
but mentally, emotionally, these influences will shape your reality, your
Yeah.
entire reality.
Yeah.
Because,
Do
well,
you think they affect how you see the world?
it changes the world itself as it appears to you.
Yeah.
As it appears to you.
Which is frightening, isn't it? When you think about just how much exposure these false idols get.
Well, the controllers are fully aware of just the degree to which the human mind is programmable, especially in its unconscious state.
Yeah.
And most people are existing in a perpetual state of sleep,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
And
especially when these shows, going back to this idea of being scripted, especially when there is already the agenda there and they're almost using human beings as guinea pigs and, in fact, not just controlling us through the screen, but also controlling these little guinea pigs that are many times very young, very vulnerable and impressionable themselves.
Indeed.
So, going back to this idea of social mirroring, this genre which is dialing up societal flaws in a way, like this materialism, so where it is driving this narrative that we must consume more in order to be somehow successful, in order to be somehow valid as a human being. That's one of the things that concerns me. And watching these shows, it's important for us to be aware of this subliminal messaging because it's very powerful.
People kind of shrug it off. They think, well, yeah, I could just tune it out.
Yeah.
I don't. You think of it in terms of, a Kit Kat promotional video.
Yeah.
Or product placement.
Yeah.
But this is the issue. The people that make these shows fully understand. They are trained in the mysteries.
How impressionable
they
we
know
are.
how thought gives rise to reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
The physical world is a manifestation of thought and the spiritual. And to influence someone unconsciously, to plant thoughts in someone's unconscious mind is to change their behavioral patterns and the world that they are experiencing.
Yeah. Which is such a huge power. And what we are doing if we voluntarily watch this stuff is we are saying, yeah, take control of me. Here you go. Put the cuffs on, right?
Well, it leads back to your question earlier. I mean, does it make you a terrible person if you watch Love Island? Obviously not.
No.
But the issue is most people are not aware of just to what degree that these things really influence you.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that is the biggest issue. And with a greater awareness, because we can't, these are all, to
can't
reject
stop
Love
it
Island,
happening.
you're just rejecting a part of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
You need to understand that these shows that your lower nature is a part of you, just as all things are.
Yeah.
But the aim to place it on a pedestal above all, this is the only thing that you'll ever be exposed to.
Yeah. That's the danger. Not giving it more credence, more value in your life than it deserves to have. So my question for you today is, will you be flying the flag of lower vibration? Will you consciously be exposing yourself to these media choices and be fully aware of the agenda behind them? Or will you remain blinkered and choose to ignore the vibrations that might just be attacking your inner citadel. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time on the Female Stoic podcast. Hey, Stephanie here. Thank you for listening to the Female Stoic podcast. It is an honour, and I just want to say I really appreciate you being here. It's amazing the power of women in literature and the Stoic messages they have to share. Please, if you can, return the favour by spreading their words and sharing this podcast far and wide so more of us can benefit from their wisdom. And don't forget to leave a review if you like what you heard. See you next time.